Hey, what is up, you sexy beast? Ghost Signature Tristan here, and yes, I realize I'm not Christian or genuine perspective, and I think you guys are gonna like me today. Christian's been telling a lot of very sexual stories lately, and about nutting all over these girls and shit, and letting them clean it up with his shirt and stuff, but today he's actually having me on his channel. So guys, if you don't know, I'm a YouTube gaming channel, kind of a vlogger really, with 109,000 subscribers, so if you want to go join the Ghost Army, and subscribe to me after you hear this story, whatever, I have tons more, and I do have a lot of nutting stories and other sexual stories. Actually, no nutting stories yet. I'll get to that. Wait, no, one nutting story. Anyway, long story short, I'm gonna get right into the time I stole a BMW. So, kind of. I mean, it's a short story, but whatever. I think you guys are gonna enjoy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, guys, I drive a 2002 BMW 330xi. It's black. I hope Christian actually puts a picture up on it here. I'm just doing the commentary for him, but yeah, I drive that car, and I've driven it since, July of last year, and it's been pretty interesting. It's, not too expensive of a car. It's only like a $5,000 car or whatever, but it looks good. MSRP was like 36 grand or whatever, but I'll get into why that's important. So I was up at the college that I go to, and I was getting my parking permit before the term started. This was about 6 months ago, like I said, before the term started, and getting my ID from the school. So I finally get that. I'm like, sweet, well, I'm going to put it on my car so that I don't get any parking tickets, right? So I had unlocked my car, and I was going up to my car, and I had literally put the parking sticker on the bottom left of my car, and I'm like, sweet, perfect, man, I'm good, I'm legal, I can park here now, I won't have to worry about getting a ticket or whatever. So my car was already unlocked, like I said, and I had the ID in my pocket as well, and so I had just gotten in the car immediately right after. And as I'm getting in the car, I did notice this, and it's kind of weird, and I don't really understand. There's this lady, and she had a brown Mercedes, like a really nice like C-Class or something like that, like a $50,000 car, right? And she was driving by with another lady, so I see them drive by, I'm like, oh, it's a pretty sweet looking car, I just hate the fucking paint color, right? So I get in my car, and I start my car, and I'm on my phone, and I'm just playing on my phone, and I'm trying to figure out what song I'm going to listen to, because I have an aftermarket stereo, so I like to listen to music on my car. I was trying to find a Bluetooth song that I would like to play. So I'm looking down on my phone, and I'm like, press some buttons or whatever. My car had already been started. It should warm up, obviously, before you just immediately drive it. And so I'm on my phone, and then I look up, and I see that somebody's right outside. And I'm like, what the fuck? So someone's parked right next to me, and I'm on this road. I'm on the right side. I'm parked on the right side. But a car pulled up right next to me, and this is a busy road, right? A decently busy road. Like, they shouldn't just be fucking parked there, right? And so I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I'm like, yeah. So I roll down my window, and I'm like, hey. She's like, we just saw you jimmy that window. And I'm like, what? She's like, are you stealing that car? And I'm like, no, I'm not stealing this car. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, we just saw you jimmy that window and get into this car or whatever. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no, I own this car. And she's like, no, we saw you break into the window and jimmy the window and get into the car. And we saw you hotwire it or whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I'm starting to get a little pissed off at this. I'm like, you don't think I'm fucking good enough to drive this car? What the fuck is wrong with you? So like, I turn off my car, and I put it in park or whatever. And because I drive a manual, right? So I took out the clutch and everything like that, and I put it in gear, and then I turned it off, right? So, and I jingle my keys. I'm holding the keys up next to me. I'm like, look, these are my keys. This is my car or whatever. Like, no, I didn't jimmy the window. I literally just got in after putting my parking sticker on. She's like, no, we saw you jimmy the window or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I wasn't like standing there with the fucking mask on, like slowly opening this car door. Like, I literally just opened the door and got right in. Like, I didn't use my keys. I didn't do anything like that. Or whatever, and I was down on my phone, and so she literally thought I was hot wiring the car, and she's like, and I jingle the keys in front of her. I'm like, what, you think I'm not good enough to drive this car? She's like, no, we just saw you jimmy the window or whatever. I'm like, what, are you on crack? Like, what is happening? Why the fuck do you think, are you seeing things? Are you having fucking, like, dementia or something? So, I tell her that, and I'm like thinking if I had to get out my license and I had to show her fucking registration. It would have been hilarious if she called the cops like, he stole a BMW. It's like, yeah, look at my license registration, and like, it's clearly mine. So like, what the fuck, right? So I do that, and I show that to her. I show the keys, and I'm like, fucking shit, you are so stupid. And she's like, whatever. And she like drives off. And so I'm like, fuck you. And so I was in my car already, and I turn it on again because I turned it off to fucking show her the goddamn keys. And I follow behind her, and I'm like, I didn't ride her ass because I didn't want to like rear end her. We're going down a hill. So I just like literally held up my middle finger and prayed that she looked back at me and saw my middle finger. I wanted to just honk a shitload and like ride her ass and then flip her off and stuff. But whatever, dude. We got to a roundabout, and some car actually ended up getting behind her. So so I couldn't, like be on her ass or whatever, follow her. I could have followed her, but I was so done. I was like, I'm going home, dude. I'm so done with this shit. But yeah, so it's weird being a 19-year-old and driving a BMW, man. you get a lot of looks. You get a lot of, and like, I mean, good and bad looks. A lot of good looks, a lot of positive comments, a lot of compliments, that kind of thing. But you also get like the holy shit, what kind of fucking car is he driving? Like I said, dude, the car's only worth like $5,000, so it's really not worth that much money. But it's a good looking car, and it has the BMW name, and so people like look at it. And they look at you differently, man. I get looks. People stare a lot longer, especially when they see me driving it, right? So I pulled up to Safeway yesterday, and these guys were in some beater, like Honda Civic, like some really old-ass car. They like just stared me down, and they like seriously look like crackheads. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Are you going to break into my car the second I leave? I went to Safeway and I got my food or whatever. Safeway is like an Oregon, Washington store, Oregon, California, whatever. Oregon, Washington store. And they didn't break into my car. They didn't do anything, but it was weird, dude. I was like, holy shit, are they going to like rob me or fucking break into my car? Cause they just kept staring. And it's like, you know what, dude, it's not that expensive of a car. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be 100% honest with you, but guys, driving a BMW is weird. It's really weird. I love it though, but it's really, really weird. Cause you get shit like that where people think you stole your car. So anyway, Genuine Perspective or Christian, thank you so much for having me on your channel, guys. If you did enjoy the story, I have tons more and sexual stories as well. I know you guys love those on my channel, Ghost Sickness. Link is in the description below. So join the Ghost Army, guys. Let's get to 110,000 subscribers and even more. So stay sexy, you beasts. I'm Ghost Sickness. I fucking love you guys. So does Christian. He's just not feeling well today. Bye.